continue to pray for, cover us with your spirit. Give us the ears to hear, the eyes to see, Father, and the spirit to discern your word today. Open your word up for us, Father. Give us greater understanding so we can apply these laws that we commandments better, greater in our lives, Father. God, I try to pray out of the His line of sin. His line of sin. His lion. His lion of sin. What's the answer? Lion is not a sin. Have you heard that before? That was the narrative that we given, right? Yeah. Lion of sin? Absolutely. Okay. Now here's a narrative within Israel that lion is not a sin. That the 9th commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness, which people translate into thou shalt not lie, more so deals with it, us giving false testimony on our brother or getting on the stand and lying against our brother where he having to face certain judgment, giving false testimony. We're going to look deeper, though, into this thing. We're going to look deeper into this thing. We should know, and we'll figure it out. We may have a different stance at the end. The reason I said that lion is not is because if you recall the story of maybe it was Abraham. It's a lot of liars. We're going to go through it. Okay. We're going to go through a couple lies in here. We're going to put an instance in it, but we're going to go through some precepts where we're going to see, but we'll see. Exodus, we'll start with Exodus chapter 20 and verse 16. That's the commandment. Who want to read for me? That is the commandments. The 9th commandment. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. All right, that's what we just did. I was just talking about bearing false witness, lying on your brother. You shouldn't lie on our brother, right? Especially when he facing judgment. Look at Leviticus 19:11. Look at Leviticus 19 in verse 11. This is the book of Leviticus. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 11. Ye shall not steal. Says ye shall what? Not steal. Ye shall not steal. Neither deal falsely. Neither deal falsely. Neither lie one to another. Neither lie one to another. Is that a commandment? Is that a law? That's cold cut. That's plain and simple. That's a law. Thou shalt neither lie one to another. Oh, right. So lying to somebody else outside of Israel is plausible. No, I ain't saying that either. I ain't saying that either. I'm just saying that we're just seeing what the scriptures say. Now there is some instances. We gonna deal with it. There are some instances where we have some liars within the text that are still considered to be righteous. It says, "You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another." That's law. Right. So Jacob. That's an incident, don't you? He was dealing falsely with one another. He was dealing falsely with his father. He impersonated Esau. Right. He made it up. So I was talking about when I got both of them instances in there. We gonna get to it. Nah, you good. You good. I'm glad y'all on it. False testimony. Proverbs 14:5. You know, so I think we miss it because I know that is a heavy. I heard that doctrine too. That it's okay, and we use those. We use the events. Abraham lied, Jacob lied, Rahab lied, but that was promise. And the Most High sent a lying spirit. That's the biggest one. And we're gonna get to that. The Most High sent down a lying spirit onto some prophets. And they said, well, you know what, Most High, he sit down the lying spirit. Why why would lying be an issue? It's were you just bearing false witness on your brother. But Leviticus, that 19:11 is that's killer cut, and that's law. Go ahead, I'm there.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 5. A faithful witness will not lie.
Said a faithful witness will not lie.
But a false witness will utter lies.
But a false witness will utter lies. So we had that had to become a law, even in the major 10 commandments, because there was plenty of false witnesses. Now, why would somebody give a false witness? Why would somebody be a false witness?
In order to get gains or because they fear something.
That's the two heavy hitters. Either to get gains, either to gain riches or to get some benefit from it, or they scared to protect themselves. All right. Proverbs 14:25, same chapter.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 25. A true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies.
But a deceitful witness, he is going to speak lies. Let's look at Proverbs 24:28.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 28. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips.
And deceive not with thy lips. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without fault, without cause. All right. Do not be dealing falsely. Do not give false testimonies. Let's look at Psalms chapter 5 and verse 6. And there's precepts all over the scriptures, what I'm saying, for this. So it's hard to get around. And it's a major, it's of importance. That's why it's spoken of so much within the text. Psalms 5 and 6.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 5 and verse 6. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing.
It says, thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. And that word leasing in the Hebrew is kazav, which means a lie, untrue, falsehood, a deceptive thing. So they're saying the Most High will destroy them that speak lies, untrue, falsehood, or deceptive things. Come on.
The Lord will select it. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man.
The man hates the bloody and the deceitful man. He hates the bloody and the deceitful man. Kavav, you need the number?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you at the club. Keep it away from me. Psalms 120. We're gonna be bouncing around the Psalms and the Proverbs a lot in the wisdom chapters. I'm sure I could have pulled a lot more out of Ecclesiastes. I ain't even looking in there, but I definitely go back and add that in here.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 120, verse 1 through 4. In my distress, I cried unto the Lord, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from the lying lips and from a deceitful tongue.
You see the psalmist saying, deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. Come on.
What shall be given unto thee? Or what shall be done unto thee, thou false tongue? Sharp arrows of the mighty with coals of juniper. And
you know, the juniper is a tree. Sharp arrows of the mighty, coals of the juniper. That's what will happen to those with the simple tongue and the lying lips. The psalmist is saying, get those away from me. Keep them away from me. Proverbs 30 and verse 8.
This is the book of Proverbs. They come This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies.
It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Come on.
Give me neither poverty nor riches.
And exactly what we were talking about, the riches is a reason why we would lie. You see what I'm saying? Give me neither poverty nor riches, but what?
Feed me with food convenient for me.
Feed me with food convenient for me. Feed me with food that's convenient for me. Don't give me too much. Don't give me too less. Don't give me where I gotta steal and I gotta be deceitful and I gotta lie. You know what I'm saying? And don't give me too much where, you know what I'm saying, I end up, you know what I'm saying, doing something deceitful and lying also. But remove far from me vanity and lies. Let's look at Micah chapter 6 and verse 12. Micah 6 and 12.
The book of Micah, chapter 6 and verse 12. For the rich men, therefore, are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth.
And their tongue is what?
Deceitful in their mouth.
And their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies. Just like the rich now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said scripture say charges rich, that it'll humble them. But the rich men even now, to continue to stay rich, they got to get dirty. They got to do, you know what I'm saying? They got to do, you know, they got to be full of violence. They got to speak lies. They got to have a deceitful mouth. A lie only comforts for a moment. Lies only comfort for a moment. Proverbs 12 and 19.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 19. The lips of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
But a lying tongue is only for a moment. But the lip of the truth shall be established forever. And we know a lie only get us clear, you know what I'm saying, through that little moment, we'll get that clearing. And then if we don't continue that lie, eventually that stuff come back to light.
You gotta keep lying.
You gotta keep lying. You gotta keep lying. Eventually that stuff always comes back to light. Let's look at Proverbs 19:9.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 9. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment.
19:9?
Oh, I'm at 19. Proverbs 19 and verse 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish.
And he that speaketh lies shall perish. A false witness shall not be unpunished. He that speaketh lies shall perish. They give an example, use an example of this child was lying. He had 10 lies, and for every lie, his father screwed in his board, in his wooden 2x4. screwed in a screw for every lie. The son lied 10 times. And for every time that the son actually told the truth about that particular lie, he went on and he got to take the screw out, right? Eventually takes all the screws out. Eventually tells the truth about all the lies. And then he gets to look at the board, all right? The board still has the holes in it. You know what I'm saying? When you're lying, and even when you go back to tell the truth, it still has done something to your character. It still has done something. It's done some damages. Now you can say, hey, you know what I'm saying, you know, but it looked better when the screws was in there. Right. Once you take the screws out, then the character is exposed a little more, and then you see the certain wounds there that, you know what I'm saying, that you got exposed, that, you know, it's gonna be hard to rebuild those wounds. We love the lies, though. We love the lies. 52:3. Come on.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 52, and verse 3. Thou lovest evil more than good.
Thou lovest evil more than good.
And lying rather than to speak righteousness.
And lying rather than to speak righteousness. You love evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. And that's just the blatant truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Those in the world, they gonna love the evil more than the good. And they gonna love the lie more than the truth. Isaiah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, these lies is gonna come back over. I've been there.
Let's flow it out. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how easy it is, because it's not only just easy, it's natural. It's not just easy, it's actually natural. Uh, 30:12, Isaiah 30:10. Come on, get me right.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
It says, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. That's why we'd rather go to the church. Yeah. We'll hear the lies. You know what I'm saying? We'll rather hear that it's gonna be okay, everything gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? You better put your 10% in. Blase, blase. Yeah, we want that sugar. We want that sugar. We want that sweetness. You know what I'm saying? And then we don't tell us the truth. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it, man. I know it's to kill me. Don't tell me though. I you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to tell me. Tell me stop eating the pork, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to tell me that. I know it's bad. I don't want to hear you telling me that. We'd rather hear the sweet words, man. You know, you pray over it, it's all right. Psalm 12:1.
It's the book of Psalms. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 12, verse 1. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor.
Everybody speaking vanity. Help, O Lord. This psalmist said, help, O Lord.
With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak.
With a flattering lips and a double heart do they speak. You got to watch those with the flattering lips. You got to watch those just complimenting you all the time. That's bringing gifts all the time. Because there's always some agenda behind it, man. There's agendas behind it. That's what I learned in this walk. That's what I learned. Is that you gotta, jokers be coming with agendas, man. You gotta watch the jokers coming in, you know what I'm saying? And they trying to bring gifts and they you know what I'm saying? They talking good talk. It's an agenda. It's something that they really want. And it may not be a harmful agenda. It may not be an agenda to harm it, but they have a purpose.
They might be trying to fix themselves, you know? Like through like that might be considered like service. You know what I mean? Even when it's here in the school, like me coming in, hey man, you need that hot water, people, you know.
Well, not, but see, that was, you know, you seen opportunity that was needed. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, but you fixed the water heater, but you was like, you know what, you give me a shirt for that. Yeah, I said that boy. You know what I'm saying? But had you fixed it and I said that, I would have been with a little suspect. Like, you might have a little agenda. You know what I'm saying? You say, you know what, let me get that little, that shirt you come, just, you know, just make me a little shirt for fixing that water. Then you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You just gotta be careful of that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that, but it says just still be mindful of the flattering lips. With a double heart do they speak. So they'll be saying one thing, then they go home and say something completely different. Lying is of the flesh. So look at Ephesians chapter 4, verse 25. Because again, a lot of times we lie if it's not for benefit, it's out of fear. And we know that the Most High does not give us the spirit of fear. And so we're fearful to tell each other the truth. And we'll lie to one another. And that's really cowardly. And that's not of the Most High.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 25.
24, start at verse 24. 23, 22.
22. That he put off concerning the former conversation.
You put off conforming the former conversations, the former conduct of the old man. Come on.
Which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
According to his deceitful lust. Come on.
And be renewed in spirit of your mind.
Be renewed in spirit and mind that you what?
And that he put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
All right, so we're supposed to be putting on that new man, mortifying that old man, putting on the new man, which is created in righteousness and true holiness. Come on.
Wherefore putting away lying.
Wherefore putting away what?
Lying.
Wherefore putting away lying. Come on.
Speak every man truth with his neighbor.
Speak every man truth with his neighbor. Come on.
For we are members one of another.
So you hurt the body. We all members one of another. If we lying to each other, then we hurting the body. We hurting each other. You hurting the whole, you know what I'm saying? So if we of the same body, we can't be doing that. We got to put away lying. Let's look at Colossians chapter 3, verse 9. Do you have to teach a child how to lie? No. Child just is almost a defense mechanism. That child gonna lie. He can't eat that cake. I didn't eat it. Ice and all dried up on their cheeks. That's what I'm saying. That's how we understand it. That's of the flesh. It's just pure nature. It's just pure flesh. That's all a child is. Yep, it's instinctive. It's born in. It's wired in. It's wired in. Colossians 3 and 9.
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 9. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
Seeing that you put off the old man with his deeds. If we see that we've done that, we say we've done that, let's not be lying one to another. Let's look at Proverbs 26, verse 28. How we feel about the line? Is it a sin? All right. We're going to keep going. We got a couple more.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, and verse 28. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it.
A lying tongue hate of those that are afflicted, that are affected by it. So you hate your brother. You know what I'm saying? You hate your sister. You know, when you do that.
And a flattering mouth worketh ruin.
And a flatterer mouth worketh ruin. And that's why the text talks about the flattering mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? To all that puffing up a lot of times, especially in a big congregation. You know what I'm saying? A big congregation. I can imagine the emails that Bishop Nathaniel gets. You know, it just probably just get pastries that just come, probably unleavened cake pastries just delivered every Saturday via USPS. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why you got to do the shout out. You know, do the shout out Tuesdays or something like that to shout everybody out, to give them the recognition. But it's, you know, majority of that stuff is a little agenda behind it, painting them. You know what I'm saying? Making pictures of them. You know what I'm saying? It comes with, you know, it ain't his fault that they do that, but it's more than likely it's an agenda behind that, rather than being seen doing the work, rather than being seen being, you know what I'm saying, being diligent in the work, having a great capacity for the Holy Spirit. Treacherous men, let's look at Jeremiah chapter 9. We're gonna start getting into these examples, I think. And trying to get rank, especially if you got rank involved. Woo! Man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, and verse 1. Oh, that my head were waters, and mine eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they be all adulterers.
They be all adulterers. And Jeremiah, Jeremiah's writing about the sins of Judah, of the southern kingdom. Jeremiah wrote, and Lamentations. It's just him just pretty much crying about their wickedness. Keep going.
An assembly of treacherous men.
We became an adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men. Keep going.
And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies.
And they bend their tongues like the bow for lies. Come on.
But they are not valiant for the truth.
And they don't care nothing about the truth. Come on.
For they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Lord.
And they know not me, saith the Lord. You're going to go down to verse 6.
Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother.
Take ye heed every one neighbor. Don't trust your brother. Come on.
For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slander.
Utterly supplant. What does supplant mean?
To uproot or
uproot is a good one. Whose name means supplanter? Yeah. Jacob.
Really?
Yeah. His mama name, her name means like jug or something like that, like steel or something like that too. Got it from his mama. She was right along with him. She was the main one. She was the main conspirator of the lie. Told him what to do. But yeah, Jacob's name means supplanter. Jug expert.
That's Jake, you know?
That's Jake. That's Jake. That's Jake, man. That's why you need that new name. You know what I'm saying? New name, new nature. Keep going. Is it verse 4?
To plant, and every neighbor will walk with slander, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor.
Yeah, come on.
They will not speak the truth.
They will not speak the truth.
They have taught their tongue to speak lies, and weary themselves to commit iniquity.
Come on.
Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Though deceit, they refuse to know me.
Through deceit, they refuse to know the Most High, says Yahweh. All right, treacherous men in Judah. We there now. We may even be more treacherous today than in Jeremiah's time. It's an abomination. Lying is an abomination. Lying is on the same scale as you wearing a dress. It's on the same level as you walking in here with a dress on. It's an abomination to the Most High. Proverbs chapter 6. This
is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and verse 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate.
It says, these 6 things doeth the Lord hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 are an abomination.
Yeah, 7 are an abomination unto him. Come on.
A proud look.
A proud look. Number 1.
A lying tongue.
A lying tongue. A lying tongue is an abomination. Come on. And Most High hates it.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
Keep going. Hands that shed innocent blood. We know how much innocent blood has been shed continually, even in this nation now, let alone in its history.
And heart that deviseth wicked imagination.
Heart that despises wicked. Come on.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Come on. We know we running to mischief now, even with our cell phone. We ducking bullets trying to pull our cell phone out to run and get it on film to go viral.
A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord.
A false witness that speaketh lies. So we can't say that the commandment, the 9th commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness, is the same as lying, as a lying tongue, because the second one was a lying tongue. Then we got down at the last one, the 6th one was a false witness that speaketh lies. You see what I'm saying? So there's a difference between the two, but both are sin, and both are hated by the Most High, and both are abominations. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22. To seal that.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, and verse 22. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight.
Said lying lips are an abomination, all right, to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. All right, so then I was looking into some of the instances where we have the biggest defense that they would use that we can lie would be saying the Most High used these lying spirits in 2 Chronicles chapter 18. Now, to give a little backdrop on this story, so we ain't got to read the whole chapter. Ahab wanted to know if he should go to war with Gilead. He wanted to know. He wanted to inquire the Most High. So he got 400 prophets that gonna speak smooth words to him, that he knows gonna speak smooth words, that was in alliance with him all the time. He got them 400 prophets And he asked them, and all of them said, yep, the Most High showed us he's gonna give you the battle. All right. And then one of his messengers, one of Ahab's little front men, one of his right-hand men told him, hey man, why don't you ask Micaiah, why don't you ask him? He's a real true prophet of the Most High. Ask him, he's like, nah, I don't wanna talk to him because he always comes with some bad news. I don't want to deal with him, man. I don't want to deal with him. But he still went up there and did it and dealt with him. Now so that's what we have. We got the 400 prophets that said, yeah, you should go ahead and go to war with him. And then you got his partner saying, listen, Micaiah is a real true prophet. You need to get his word too, just to seal the deal, just to make sure that these 400. You see what I'm saying? And so you can see how important Micaiah's word was, to 400 alleged prophets. But let's see what was going on here. Verse 16, you there?
It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 18, and verse 16. Then he said, I did see all Israel scattered upon the mountains as sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return, therefore, every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat.
Matter of fact, start at verse 13, just to give us a little more.
13. And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, even what my God
Matter of fact, Shalak, I'm sorry. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And the messenger that went to call Micaiah spake to him, saying, behold, the words of the prophets declare good to the king with one assent.
It says, listen, man, the prophets done declared a good thing to the king already with one assent. They already said it's good, 400 of them. Come on.
Let thy word, therefore, I pray thee, be like one of theirs, and speak thou good.
He said, man, listen, I want I pray that you can say the same thing, man, and let your words be good. Come on.
And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, even what my God saith, that will I speak.
I'm only going to speak what the Lord tell me, as long as I live. Come on.
And when he was come to the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go to Ramoth to battle, or shall I forbear? And he said, go ye up and prosper, and they shall be delivered into your hand. And the king said to him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou say nothing but the truth to me in the name of the Lord? Then he said, I did see all the Israel scattered upon mountains as sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no masters. Let them return, therefore, every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would not prophesy good unto me?
All right, so the king had to convince him to tell the truth. Then he goes and tells him the truth, like, listen, man, I seen the shepherds get up there, the sheep, you know what I'm saying? They had no shepherd. There was no master, and said, let every man return to his house in peace. That's what I said. That's a negative. And so then Ahab told you, looked at Jehoshaphat, said, listen, I told you every time you call that joker, he gonna give me a bad prophecy, man. Keep going.
Verse 17, and the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would not prophesy good unto me, but evil? Again, he said, therefore hear the word of the Lord.
And so again, he's saying, give him the rest of the prophecy. Come on.
I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing in his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth? And one spake, saying, after this manner, and another saying, after that manner.
All right, so he's giving the rest of he sees the Most High and the Lord of hosts around him on the left hand and the right hand, on the left hand and the right hand, and he see the Most High say, man, okay, what we gonna do to convince Ahab to go and fight against Ramoth Gilead, and so he can fall. And then so you had one spirit say, well, you can do this, and the other spirit say, well, you should do that. And then, all right, keep going.
Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
He said, I go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Come on.
And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so.
Go out and do it. The most I liked that plan, go out and do that. Come on.
Now therefore, behold, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord has spoken evil against them.
And the Most High has spoken evil against them. Now, again, we will use that, because I've seen a lot of camps use that and say, well, if the Most High send the lying spirits, lying can't be a sin. But in context, we see that Micaiah the prophet is really telling him, revealing unto this person, unto Ahab, what that dream, what actually had happened. What is actually going on is not that he's getting the truth at the same time. He's getting the truth of the lying spirits through the Most High who sent the, you know what I'm saying, who sent the spirit. Anyway, I wouldn't use that to justify that, especially against all these other precepts that we have. That's kind of thin on the weight scale. That's kind of thin on the balance.
I think the 6 things that the Lord hates is clear.
It's right. All right, a righteous lie. And so that's what we try to do. We try to look at the righteous lies. We need to go to Jacob. We know what Jacob lied, right? Do we need to go there? No, we don't need to go there. Okay. Rahab lied, then praised. Do we need to go? We know who Rahab is? Rahab was in Joshua. We'll go there, Joshua. Matter of fact, we'll just go to Hebrews and just see. But she in Joshua chapter 2, where this was right before Joshua taking over. We're finna go into Jericho. He sent 2 witnesses into Jericho first before we go in there. 2 witnesses ended up getting in the bind, got into the prostitute house of Rahab. And Rahab, when the security came in, when the soldiers came in, Rahab hid them, sent the security somewhere else. Lied, said they wasn't there, but they was able to escape. And Rahab and her family was saved once Jericho got to them. But she lied. She did lie. And she's praised for that lie. In Hebrews 11 and 31, we'll look at that. Hebrews 11 and 31.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 31. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace.
When she received the spies and sent them the other way, and because of her faith in the Most High, she didn't perish. Let's look at James 2:25 also. Pretty much won't say the same thing.
Book of James, chapter 2 and verse 25. Likewise also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way.
And she sent them out another way. She let them get in the house and sent them out another way. Abraham, he lied about his wife. In Genesis chapter 20, we'll look at verse 12 and show you why he lied. Well, he really didn't lie, like a half truth. So that wouldn't be a good one.
That's a lie.
Well, it was his, because he said that's my sister, but She was his half sister. His wife was his half sister. So, but the Most High ended up having to correct it and fix the situation, Because he'll show you why he lied. Verse 12, Genesis 20 and verse 12.
You said 1 through
12? The whole thing is 1 through 16, but we just gonna read verse 12. It's just show you why he lied to Abimelech.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 20 and verse 12.
Well, verse 11. Start at verse 11.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake.
He thought they were gonna kill me. Like, man, they gonna kill me for my wife. My wife beautiful. I come in here, I know God out here. They gonna kill me, man. So I'm gonna tell you, this is my sister. So to save his life, he threw her under the bus a little bit, but you know. She was gonna live, he was gonna live. She was just gonna be, and what happened?
And yet indeed she is my sister.
Yeah, and see, yet indeed she is my sister. Kind of. Come on.
She is the daughter of my father.
She is the daughter of my father, man. Come on.
But not the daughter of my mother.
Uh-huh.
And she came and she became my wife.
And she became my wife. All right, but Abimelech was about to marry her. Abimelech about to snatch that. As soon as he said, oh, that's your sister, she ain't married. I'm about to tell you that. Let's look at Acts chapter 5, verse 5. And look at Ananias. I don't know if we got to go through that. Well, we'll hit it. 5 through 10. Think about like 2 more slides, y'all.
5.
Acts 5:5, come.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 5. And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost, and great fear came on all them that heard these things.
Shalakia, verse 1 through 5.
Verse 1 through 5. But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira, his wife, sold the possession and kept back part of the price. His wife also being privy to it.
His wife also being privy to it. What that mean?
She knew.
She knew. All right. Now Ananias, what this is dealing with is, and then Acts, everybody agreed to put all their money together as a nation, and then you gonna get what you need for your house. You're gonna get what you need for your household. You're gonna get what you need for your household. You know what I'm saying? These jokers that kept his, sold his house, kept his bread, and his wife was privy to it. She was probably like, you know what, that's a good idea, sir. Keep going.
Privy to it, and bought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thy heart to lie to the Holy Ghost and to keep that? It
says, why? That's important. Why have Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost? That's why it's important imperative that you stay filled with the Holy Spirit. Because if you empty, if the vessel's empty, you can be filled with a different kind of spirit, with a lion spirit like those 400 prophets had put on them. Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost, to lie to the Holy Spirit. Keep going.
And to keep that part of the price of the land.
So he did give some, but he kept back a little portion for himself. He didn't give all of it. Come on.
Whilst it remained, was it not thine own?
You trying to tell him, man, was it yours? That ain't yours. Come on.
And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power?
Uh-huh.
Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart, that thou hast not lied unto men, but unto God?
You haven't lied unto men, but you lied to God. Come on.
And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost.
He died immediately.
And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
And great fear came amongst the whole nation. Great fear came upon them. Keep going.
And the young men arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him.
And did what? And buried him. Come on.
And it was about the space of 3 hours.
3 hours later.
when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, tell me whether ye sold the land for so much.
Tell me how much you sold the land for. Come on.
And she said, yeah, for so much. Then Peter said unto her, how is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord?
How have y'all agreed together? She was privy to it. To tempt the Spirit of the Lord, man. Come on.
Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out.
It says the people who just buried your husband, they about to carry you out too. Come on.
Then she fell down straightway at his feet and yielded up the ghost.
And she died immediately also.
Wow. And the young men came in and found her dead, and carrying her forth, buried her by her husband. Keep going.
Yeah, you finish it out, verse 11.
And great fear came upon all the church, and upon as many as heard these things.
Great fear came upon the church, and as many that heard these things, man. Don't test the Holy Spirit, right? That didn't belong to you. Liars will not enter in. We got to think one more slide after this. Liars will not enter in. Let's look at Psalms 101 and 7. Gave up the ghost immediately. 101 verse 7.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 101 and verse 7. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight.
And he that tarry lies shall not tarry in my sight. And he that worketh deceit shall not dwell in my house. Let's look at Revelations 21 and 8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving.
Start at verse 7.
At verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son.
Those who overcome, he shall inherit all things, and he shall be the son of God. Come on.
But the fear.
But the what?
But the fearful.
But the fearful. Let's understand that the Most High hate cowards. But the fearful, being a coward to get you put out. Come on.
And unbelieving. And the abominable.
And abominable. We already established that line is an abomination. Come on.
And murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars.
And all liars
shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Which is the second death. Liars get into, it will deal within the second death. And it's on the same, it's on par with whoremongering, sorcerers, idolaters. You know what I'm saying? It's an abominable thing. Homosexual. All right, Zephaniah 3, no lies in the kingdom. Zephaniah 3 and 13. I think this is the last slide.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and verse 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity.
The remnant of Israel, those saved from Israel, that remnant, come on, that righteous remnant,
shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies.
Nor will they speak lies. Come on.
Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth.
No deceitful tongue will be found in their mouth. Come on.
For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
And you see how that being afraid connects into that lion? A lot of times we don't want to face the consequences of the truth, of telling the truth, dealing with it and getting it over with, man. Ain't nothing like just go ahead and taking a whooping and go ahead and you can go ahead and go out and play and just go ahead and deal with it. But when you sit up there and you sit up there and you lie, and then you mess around and forget about the lie, and that judgment end up coming on you. Let's look at that Revelation 22:14. What you can say out?
No, I was gonna say, so you think the guy that stole that Babylonian garment was pardoned in the second? Because he told the truth.
He's stealing. He stole though. He died immediately, man. That joker died twice because they stoned him, then burned him.
But
it was like an overkill. And then I was commanded by the Most High.
But he told the truth though.
He did tell the truth. Too late though. Yeah, it was too late. But who knows, man? You don't know the Most High. Pardon who he want to pardon. That's his. That's his judgment.
Yeah, I read that today on my break. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. Basically, like it's basically saying like a lot of you can see somebody die a horrific death, but you don't know the reasoning on why the Most High took it.
Yeah, that's they judgment. You got to worry about yourself, man. Right. That's what I'm saying. You got to be focused on yourself enough that you can't even be worried about, what I'm saying, if whether somebody else got in there, man. What I'm saying? So it's a narrow road, man. And it's easily to get put focus somewhere else, and then you mess around and you got to lie. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Revelation 22:14. We all know this one.
The book of Revelation, chapter 22, and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Blessed are they that do his commandments. Why?
That they may have a right to the tree of life.
They'll have passage into that tree of life. Come on.
And may enter through the gates into the city.
And they enter into the gates in the city. Come on.
For without are dogs.
For those that are outside of the gate, those who don't get to enter into the gate, they are what?
Dogs.
They are dogs. Come on.
And sorcerers.
Sorcerers.
And whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
And those who love and make lies. Those who sit outside of the gate. All right, with that, anybody had anything else they wanted to add? Or?
That's me again.
You think you think lying is a sin? Well, like I said, you still
too late. You better hurry up. I didn't have a book to read where I could visualize concept that was coming out of it. But you heard them. You heard them read. Yeah. You heard it say, God hated 6 things and 7. And it said a lying tongue. Right. I mean, yeah, I heard it, but I mean, wow. Yeah. I ain't bringing you back no more. So that was a clear cut right there, bro. It's like, y'all read the book. I don't have a book to read. So I asked you to do one when I have one. Oh,
we had plenty of said, and we had the scriptures up there, but you try to look up there. I see you trying to look up there. All right, y'all, we're gonna say shalom.
Oh, I got another live precept.
A what precept?
Yeah,
oh.